going to head home more or less. And fortunately, due to the situation that we're in now, where Kieran's bike, it's not in the best condition. Obviously he's got that peg missing, and his foot, although it's not actually that bad today, it's still a little bit sore for him. So we're not going to go out of the way to go anywhere, and it's just obviously we can't get the bike fixed. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and visit somewhere on the way back and take it handy getting home. The Neil Delamere gig was bloody brilliant last night. If you get a chance to see him, he's absolutely hilarious. Does a brilliant gig, I must say.
Just stopping by here for a second and observing these pretty awesome mountains that were carved by the Ice Age. I remember I came through these mountains before when I did my bicycle trip from Malin to Mizenhead, and just thinking when I came through here, I was like, oh, I should definitely do this on the bike. It's just a lovely, calm, serenic road, really. There's nothing too amazing about it in terms of bends in the road and driving, but the scenery is pretty cool. So what we're doing now is we're going to head down to Donegal town as it starts to rain, and we're going to hopefully check out a castle there. It's supposed to be very interesting to see.
So this castle, Donegal Castle, was the principal residence of the great royal family of the O'Donnells, who ruled the kingdom of Tyrconnell from 1200 to 1601. It was built at a bend on the Esk for defensive reasons, the river protecting it on the two sides. The site may have been used as a position for a Viking fort in the 9th and 10th centuries. So the roof is gone. Do you think Santi came down this chimney? Believe it or not, this was the original doorway to the castle and was blocked up after Basil Brooke took over in 1610. So here we are in the castle, and basically what would happen is, right, these windows were designed like this so that the person on the inside had a lot of room here, but the entrance to the window was quite narrow. And the reason for that is because the guys inside would have their bow and arrows, and if the enemy was outside, they wanted to be able to maneuver from one side to the other. And the idea being is that people from the outside didn't have a big target to shoot at. So you still had the maneuverability and able to see and shoot at everybody, but they had a very small target to shoot at. And this here is an even smaller target if you're, I guess, more paranoid than usual.
How'd you get in a wild bow with that, Bennett?
That's where they made cheese, is it?
It's would have been cheese, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Would have put the milk in, would have let it go sour for a while. Then they would have beaten it down to get a consistency. And then they would have left it again for about a day or so. And they would have kept beating it down until they got the hard cheese-like form. And then they would have taken that out and then let that cool down over a week or so. But this is a cheesemaker.
The steps of the spiral staircase are uneven in order to trip an enemy swordsman. The stairs ascend to the right because the O'Donnells were right-handed, and this gave them more room at the turn of the stairs to strike down their enemies. Charge! Hard! Wait! Fall down the stairs!
I'm your wife!
So this side of the castle was actually restored, and the bay window, which you'll see in this shot, had actually fallen out and was replaced in general restoration of the castle. So the most notable feature of this hall is the elaborately sculptured fireplace from the mid-17th century, regarded as one of the finest of its kind in Ireland. Top right is the Brooke coat of arms, and top left is Lady Brooke's shield. Across the fireplace you'll see a row of roses, and this symbolises the English crown, and near the base you'll see the Scottish thistle, emblem of King James VI of Scotland, who had become the monarch of England also on the death of Queen Elizabeth I, his cousin.
Okay, now this is our theory on it, but what we think is because the toilet was above us here, and there's a quite distinct flow here, we reckon that, and it flew straight down there, but that's just our guess at it.
I think it's pretty accurate.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
probably. Yeah,
Smell
absolutely.
of this in here, man. It's unbelievable.
Smell of piss. tourists coming along to test it out. This is called the garderobe, and was an old-fashioned toilet. And basically they'd take their dump in there and it would come out a chute down the bottom. Okay, so just for display purposes, I'm going to do a reenactment here.
Passing through a little bit of Northern Ireland now, I think. Some very nice scenery around here.
What's the feelings on the trip? How did you like it? Or any suggestions for those starting their first big motorbike trip?
Don't do it.
Oh.
Worst experience of my life.
Okay, well anyway. So yeah, it was a good trip. I liked it. I suppose it's just a shame how it ended yesterday with the fall, and it would have been nice to get to the Crannog settlement, so that was something I was really looking forward to. But sure, these things happen, you know, and I suppose that's part of the adventure. So yeah, some of the bad things that happen on the trip sometimes are, you know, often what you remember the most and kind of laugh about later on. I'll definitely come back to Donegal. Really enjoyed it. Did you enjoy it? It's good, yeah?
Fucking belly.
It was. There was some savage roads up there. I highly recommend it, and those mountains go on for miles and miles. So yeah, I'd definitely go back. There's still a lot more to check out, so next time.